Let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, scary.
I know, right? Hello, I'm Ruskeydoo.
And I'm Grey, but I thought you were going to say more, so I just took a sip of my whiskey. It was awkward.
You should always be ready, Grey. Always. This is Podcast76.
Hello.
And it's the Halloween update has literally just dropped. Well, not literally just dropped it. You know, well, it didn't metaphorically just drop. It dropped maybe a couple of hours ago. We've been playing for a bit.
Yeah.
And I feel we now have a measure enough of the update that we can consider recording.
Yes. I was away for a week, so we didn't record last week. So we're going to kind of do 2 shows in one.
Oh, yeah, it's a big old mashup. And I was kind of away for the... It's just been... Do you know when, like, life becomes a real issue and you can't, like, play enough games? I'm almost decaying. I need to actually play some comp really soon, or...
We can do a game or two tonight.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
Good. So, what has been happening? There's been a Halloween update. There's been a PTR update. There's a PTR inactivity buzzer. There's a lot of stuff on the forums. There is a BlizzCon monkey skin, which is kind of in the update, but I put an extra thing down there just because. There is a load of Overwatch League stuff. Lucio scroll jumping is banned, and there is a Genji figurine.
Yes.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Apologies if the Apologies if the show is a little low energy. I have the lurg. Everyone has the lurg. Britain is basically under plague. Do you have the lurg?
No, I have whiskey.
Oh, does that fix the lurg?
It makes you care less about the lug.
Maybe I should have... I've just got this lemon and ginger tea. Oh, it's warm and comforting there.
That does sound good.
I don't approve of most fruit teas. Most fruit teas have this smell that smells like, oh, it's really fruity. And you taste it and it's just like, this does not deliver.
Well, no, it always tastes kind of acidy rather than fruity. It just smells fruity and you're actually just...
Exactly. It's like, it's just a complete bait and switch. And yeah, most fruit tea is bad, but lemon and ginger, I highly recommend lemon and ginger as a universal panacea. Wait, a panacea is universal in nature. What's
redundant?
No, I was just thinking, like, what's that bread thing called? Is it panna?
Are you talking about manna or are you talking about leaven?
What? No, there's like a panna something or other that's a bread
cotta?
product. Maybe. That's not a panacea. Oh, God. We've got so much to cover, and I'm thinking about what are they called again?
Cotta?
Panna cottas. Okay, right. Okay. The patch. Oh, my God, what happened? Well,
the big thing is obviously the Halloween update.
Yes. Let's start with that, shall we? Because that's what's exciting.
Yeah. So, bunch of new skins. Kind of what we expected. A lot of them quite sweet. Which is your favourite?
My favourite, it's got to be the cultist one. Although, I don't know why they can't just say Cthulhu.
Yeah, it's a bit odd that.
Is Lovecraft past its sell-by date on, what's it called?
You know, it might
Copyright,
have been,
that's it.
It might just be falling in the Disneyland era. Like, because the whole thing is like Disney always managed to get those copyrights extended by another 7 years every time.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so it's like right in there before, just after that kind of point. So it's not ever coming out. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just entirely wrong.
Maybe they've done well this time.
They have.
Like, a lot of the time I'm like, some kind of lame skins. But this is just like, oh, damn. Like, everything is good. Like, I don't like the May vampire one, but I'm really not the target audience. I imagine, like, if that's part of your, like, heritage and culture and you get all the kind of visual cues on it, you're like, damn, that's a skin.
Yes. I imagine the references there are much more... what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, I bet they like it.
Poignant?
I'm going to say, maybe, no, not quite poignant. There's another word, but whatever. I have to say my favourite skin overall, completely out of left field, Zaya.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing, isn't it?
It's kind of awesome.
Just to explain what it is, it's basically from one of those fitness videos in the 80s.
It goes perfectly with her dance.
Oh, of course. No, it really does, doesn't it? I hadn't even
Yeah.
considered that. There's a graphic equalizer on the side of a gun. She's got leg warmers.
Oh, she's got
are those
hair for
leopard
days.
print or cheetah print? Because after the Doomfist fiasco, I don't want to get it wrong.
It's big.
Cheetah? I think it's cheetah.
Big
Is it
cat
cheetah?
print. I've no idea.
Big
I'm not
cat
looking.
print. That suggests massive paw marks or something.
Or whatever, whichever way, it is a sweet ass skin. But yeah, Anna, Torbjorn, Zenyatta, Symmetra, McCree, all got great skins. So 2 thumbs up for Blizzard. A little bit weak on the victory, not the victory poses. Well, the victory poses were
There's no
exempt, but
epics this time, which
no,
kind of threw me a little
there
bit.
are a couple of highlight intros, but there are no.
Oh, right. I mean, no epic skins.
No epic skins, and also no new. Oh no, there are a couple of new emotes, aren't there? Because they're told
Yeah,
you
there's
have
one highlight intro, which is the Roadhog Footsteps one, which is
Yes.
all right. And the emotes, there's a Torbjorn one, which is basically exactly the same as the Reinhardt one. Kind of odd. And there's this weird May hopping one, which again, I'm like, this is a cultural reference I'm not getting.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Because it's like she's like a zombie, but she's hopping forwards.
Yeah, I've
And I'm
no
like,
idea.
that's not how zombies move.
Not in Western culture.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in another part of the world, zombies move like that.
There's also back to the Junkenstein, so if you didn't get all the achievements last year, you can get them this year. I was kind of expecting them to kind of extend.
Okay, so I think the trailer really missells it. Like, I was actually, like, I think the update is fine overall, but I was really disappointed because I thought that it was going to have, like, more sections, like you were fighting in the castle against the monsters.
I think it makes so much sense as a way to kind of, to extend the whole theme of it.
But in terms of the workload, to actually get the AI to run nicely in different environments, I imagine that's a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, I can imagine that actually they just didn't want to do that for this, and they have something else in the work. Because if you got to imagine the development time from that is taking away from things that are actually important, like not just saving, but saving entire games from your POV, for example.
Like being topical, like it's the whole report system,
Yeah.
because there was that. You get what I'm saying? There was a thing with the report system where they couldn't develop things because they were doing the report system because people are such assholes.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so all that aside, good skins. I think they
Yes.
did. I think they did a better job of gold on these skins than they've ever done before.
What, the gold guns?
Yeah, the Anna
Okay.
Golden Gun and the McCree Golden Gun are both just gorgeous.
Oh, the Dragon Symmetra gun is crazy. It's got an eye on the side that looks around. It's awesome.
Yeah, just so much good stuff in terms of the skins. They are killing it.
The McCree skin does have one of my pet peeves on skins.
Does it have belt buckles backwards?
No, not that. That's something different. It has the thing where I don't like it when characters have weapons they don't use.
Oh, and he's got a crossbow on his back, hasn't he?
Yeah, it really bugs me that Soldier has a pistol he never uses. The crossbow on his back, I get why it's there, but I'm still a bit like, if you're carrying that crossbow, why not use it? If you're not going to use it, why you got the crossbow? I mean, obviously in case he meets a vampire and none of them are vampires, but all the same, I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know, just doesn't seem to. Also, weird thing about the Anna. So she's got a parrot, except you see her in game and she doesn't have a parrot.
Yeah, what's up with that? I want my parrot.
Now, I suspect I know what's happened with this
Go on.
because I did a load of putting birds on people's shoulders in TF2.
Tell more.
And there's a problem in that the bird never moves well. Like when the character leans forward and leans back, it's very hard to get the bird to move in a realistic way with that. Sorry, that probably sounded awful for like me moving back and forth from the mic because I was leaning backwards and forwards as I was saying it. And also, like, imagine when your character falls over or ragdolls after dying. Do they ragdoll with a bird glued to their shoulder?
No, the moment death happens, the bird flies away.
Yeah, that's a bit
No.
making the bird animate to fly away.
No, it's really simple. It's really easy. All you do is you animate the bird so it flies away. It's very easy.
That's complicated. What they could do is, as soon as you take enough damage to die, they have the bird like foof into a cloud of particle feathers as it gets exploded. But yeah, no, birds on shoulders in shooting games is a pain in the ass to get right.
I can believe that. I
can see why they were like, no, too many compromises. We will not do this.
Yes. Shall we move on to the actual updatey things?
Yes, let's do that.
So the big thing that's changed is Ultimate Charge is now immediately expended when a hero's ultimate ability is activated instead of depleting over a short period of time. This has been in the PTR, it is now live in game, and, well, it's a big change. I've got to be really careful with my Dragon Blades now. You're going to get really punished. Yeah, you either have it or you don't. Once you press Q, it's gone.
So, they describe ultimates falling into one of three categories: transformation ultimates, channeled ultimates, and cast time ultimates. Now, you're going to have to explain how these work to me, because I don't get it.
Okay, so transformation ultimates are essentially where your hero changes the way that their weapon works for a period of time. So right. Genji puts away his shurikens and he takes out his sword. Yeah. He transforms.
Does he change?
He does. That is also transformation ultimate.
Does he touch the side of his head and his visor comes down?
Exactly. His visor comes down and he gets a little the visor becomes holographic.
Yeah, he gets that particle effect in front of him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he also gets holographic and stuff. What else is there? There's Torbjorn's Molten Core. Torbjorn becomes totally different.
Okay. This does make sense. So you can't stun them while they're transforming.
Is it? No, you can stun them whilst they're transforming. However, after you stun them, their ultimate will continue if they haven't died. So if you flashbang Genji whilst he's transforming, after the flashbang duration is finished, Genji is still transformed.
That makes sense, because if he was stunned and his ultimate was completely drained and he didn't get any ultimate, that'd be like, well, this is disappointing.
But there are such things as channeled ultimates, and those are similar to transformation ultimates, except instead of transforming, you get a channel time, and whilst you're channeling that ultimate, that can be interrupted. So, for example...
And then you just lose the ult.
Yeah, exactly. So McCree's Deadeye is the best example of this. That is channel ultimate. You have a countdown timer. As it goes down, you stand there. You're not transformed, you're channeling. Reaper's Death Blossom, Roadhog's Whole Hog, Zenyatta's Transcendence, Doomfist's Meteor Strike, and Farah's Rocket Barrage. All of those are channeled ultimates. They have a timer and they time down, but you're not transformed.
And cast time ones are easy ones, right? They're the easiest.
Yeah, those are the ones like the Dragon Strike, the Junkrat Tire, Sound Barrier, and those are just like, as a short cast time, and then the ultimate happens.
Now, they've missed something here.
Go on.
Winston isn't mentioned in any of these.
Winston is
he's a transformation ultimate,
he's a transformation ult.
Yeah, but why they just left him off the list?
Yeah, they forgot about Winston.
Because fuck you, Winston. That's why.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So I mean, the game effect of this is it just feels a lot fairer, I think.
I think that a lot of people didn't like I think it's mostly transformation ults. I think it's particularly Genji's Dragon Blade that was a problem for a lot of people, because the cast time for it, the time in between pressing Q and the ultimate starting to drain, was so long that it was a problem for a lot of people if you got a clutch sleep dart or you flashbang them.
I think the old way was fair, but I think it just psychologically sucked.
I think it falls into the category of those things which you complain about, like those odd skill ceiling things, where you can have a skill of knowing exactly when to sleep dart a Genji so that he is transformed. But yeah, it's kind of
it's all a bit arbitrary.
It's a bit niche. It's not quite arbitrary,
I was talking to my friends about this who are like proper strategy game skill heads in terms of board games. And I was talking about what Overwatch does, where part of the design ethos of Overwatch is they want there to be a really high skill ceiling, but they want that skill ceiling to be with fundamentals. They don't want it to be done with like weird little kind of quirky mechanics.
Yeah.
Which, this entirely kind of ties in with that design ethos.
Exactly. It very much fits into the kind of things that they've been doing. So yeah, that's changed. And it is mostly a change, I think, to Genji. But there are a couple of other things. Reinhardt's Hammer Down. Now, if you sleep dart after the hammer goes up, you don't retain the ult. And the other big one is Lucio's drop the beat.
Yes.
If you drop from a height and you die on the way down, you lose that ult.
Yes.
So
now that whole like dropping the beat onto a higher object nearby is super. You need that skill.
Yeah, you want that skill if possible.
Yeah. A load of other things have gone in, like the progress bar, getting you kind of alerts when that happens.
Yep. And now there's also a little thing. Now, you mentioned these are PTR updates, but the PTR inactivity buzzer, so what happens is if you stand still for too long, that has gone live. So if you stand still for a period of time now, and it's going to try to kick you out of the game, you now get a big buzzer and a big red ribbon across the screen that says you're going to be kicked in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's quite an interesting noise, I felt.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear anywhere else in the game as far as I know.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What else is there?
I think that's pretty much it for the actual update details.
Yeah.
We haven't actually finished talking about the update, though, the actual event.
Oh, go on.
We talked about skins, but we didn't actually talk about how the kind of game mode has changed.
Okay, go on.
You have a ton more heroes that you can play. Well, there's the endless mode. That's the new kind of bit of it, right?
Yeah. So
there's a normal mode, which is just like the old one.
Yeah.
Well, there's some weird things because character abilities have changed, like hogs standing still when they're healing and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I assume that they've created their own instances of those to balance for them, and maybe they just decided not to mess with them.
Maybe. I mean, Dr. Junkenstein doesn't like start jumping around the map with his double, prox mines.
I don't think he has proximity mines at all.
No, he doesn't use them.
No,
which is probably for the best.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes. So, yeah, there's the endless mode, which is basically just like the normal mode, except you can also use... Oh, God, I need to remember which heroes. You can use Torbjorn, you can use then Zenyatta.
Genji.
You can use Genji, and there's one more. Where is it? Wait, okay, let me look at the list of characters. I can remember this. Okay, so it's not McCree. He's normally around. Anna's normally around. You can use Zenyatta. You can use Torbjorn. Look, this isn't that dull. I can't remember. There's someone else. It doesn't matter. Fire up the game. You can do it. So, yeah, it's interesting. New characters. Torbjorn seems crazy good for it.
Torbjorn is crazy good for the endless mode. I have to say, I enjoyed the way that they did the endless mode in that it becomes... It's
the same map as normal.
Yeah. The thing that really changes is that you have just loads and loads of Roadhogs and Reapers and Symmetras and Mercies.
Yeah.
And, oh, God.
So, yeah, you basically go through the normal kind of Junkensteins, and then you have, like, bonus wave 1, bonus wave 2, and they get nuts.
They just get... You just have so much health to chew through.
Yeah. It's not endless mode. It ends pretty soon after the normal one. I'll be honest.
It's a couple of rounds after the normal. You just...
Although I'm waiting to see like some video of someone going for an extra hour afterwards because they're just that good.
Well, I think there just comes a stage where your damage per second cannot be high enough.
Yeah.
Like there is literally a cap to how much damage per second you can do. And after that, it just becomes impossible.
Yeah, then it's a case of how long you can last as opposed to going forever kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and so in the kind of intro video for this, which is on the website, you can see it in the show notes, they've also done a reskinning of Eichenwald.
Yeah.
And this is where the confusion came, because it looked like you were going to get to play against the monsters in that. And the reskinning of Eichenwald's lovely. It's pretty much what you'd expect. There's haunted ravens, there's pitchforks. It's basically going to the castle to get the mad scientist. There's loads of flick down, those big levers that you get in Frankenstein movies?
I do.
Yes, and sadly, if you flick them, nothing happens. Which I was very disappointed by. But yeah, there's loads of cool, like, Tesla coils and everything. But it's just a reskin. And that is, I think, the update.
Yes.
Did we forget anything?
No.
Well, I mean, you don't know that. If we forgot it, you don't know, because you forgot it.
I mean, that's a good point and all, but it doesn't sound as definitive.
There was a very interesting forum post by Josh Egan about, and they don't talk about this, like, blatantly, but the old victory poses with the tombstones?
Yeah, I do.
You can still buy them at a discounted price, but they no longer drop, apart from Reapers.
Yes.
The
Why is
reason
that?
being, they didn't feel that they didn't feel that those poses really sell the characters, and they feel a bit out of place in the game. And I'm kind of with that.
I'm so
they're
down
like,
with that.
yeah, if you really want them, you can go out there and buy them. But they're not just like having them for, unless you actually go out and get one because you really want it, they're not going to be like dropping.
Yeah, I remember last year where everything was just gravestones and it actually looked kind of pants.
Yeah, I would concur with that when it's a bit.
It was just not great. And like they said, it just didn't particularly tell you much about the characters. Other stuff was better.
And some of it was dumb, like Widowmaker's legs, just like someone buried her face down in a grave. And
yeah.
So yeah, that's basically the update in a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel we've forgotten something. I feel I could talk a lot more about this update.
I think we could, but we have a lot of other stuff to talk about as well.
Okay, we do. Let's talk then about the PTR update.
Yes, now, some of the stuff from the PTR has already gone in, and actually there is a Lucio bug that has gone in, which is kind of a shame. Basically, Lucio's wall riding is kind of broken, where you don't get the speed boost at the end.
Well, okay, I'm going to link into the thing we're going to talk about later with the scroll jumping being banned in tournament.
Yes.
Because it's the fix for the scroll jumping which has caused the Lucio bug.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So the scroll jumping bug is you put jump on your mouse wheel and you whack jump a load of times by rattling your mouse wheel, and it causes you to kind of get an extra speed boost, right?
Yeah, basically, like every little surface, because there are a lot of tiny surfaces in Overwatch, you'll hit jump on that one and just get crazy amounts of speed. But the only way to hit enough of them fast enough, because your thumb just can't move that fast, is to bind scroll wheel to jump.
Or use macros or whatever.
Or macros, yeah, I suppose. But
yeah, in fixing that, they've kind of screwed the actual normal jumping for Lucio. But that is going to be fixed. And okay, so in fact, we'll talk about this later because the community's response to this was not constructive. And yeah.
Really? Let's wait on that one. But let's talk about, I think we do just want to talk about the Mercy changes, which are in the PTR.
Mercy changes are... I feel a bit like they've painted themselves into a corner.
Oh, really? I feel like I said this a while ago, that there are a few heroes that they've really painted themselves into a corner with.
Yeah, you were right again, Grey, and it took me a while to realise. I was just like, oh, it's fine as it is, but then they try and fix it. Okay, so the problem is that currently in live, Mercy's res mechanic still feels kind of sucky. Mercy is currently like in every single game on both sides. In comp, at any rate. Because if you don't pick Mercy, you're just at such a disadvantage. Because if you have Mercy with her res up, the first pick in a team fight means nothing.
Yep.
Because it just gets resed.
Yeah.
And if you have an extended team fight, whoever has the Mercy just tends to win.
Well, the problem is that Mercy just can provide so much extra tempo. Like, if your tank dies, you can just instantly add 400 to 600 health back into the fight that the enemy team has to chew through. If
you're defending somewhere, then one of your players gets picked. Normally they have to, a really long respawn and walk from spawn. Ping, just back.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not have Mercy on defense? It's just
crazy strong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and not on top of that, her new ult is also ridiculously strong.
With the reset on the res as well.
Particularly with the reset on the res, but even by itself, like, it just shits on... I mean, it's partly Zenyatta's ult in like how it heals lots of people who are close together, and it's also partly Orissa's ult, because you can damage boost, you switch between the two, and you get an increased res time. It is crazy good.
Well, and you get a res reset as well.
Yeah. There are just so many things going on. And I think actually, like, the whole problem with Mercy extends beyond that at the moment, in that she has some of the most healing in the game. She's second only to Ana, except Mercy's more consistent.
Yeah, because it doesn't get stopped by bubbles and
she
such.
Has about as much mobility, if not more mobility, than Lucio.
What if her beam got stopped by bubbles?
Maybe, but she's...
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But Mercy's in a problematic place.
So the current thing they're trying to fix her with is they've made it so that she doesn't get a res reset when she hits her ult, but her res range is doubled.
Yeah.
So maybe that will be enough. Some Mercy mains are saying it's not great. I don't think it's a great solution. I don't know. It's just awkward. But anyway, that's what they're trying for now. Let's not get too bogged down in speculating over this.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is that reses need to have a set amount of health that they res.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it just becomes much better to res a tracer.
Yes, but tracers are also less sticky than...
No, they're not.
No, tracers are.
Tracers are super sticky because, like, they have, like, you know, speed tank. Same with Genji. Like, just making it so that you have to run, like, little squishy characters. I don't know. Maybe if it was a percentage of health, but even then. Let's... A discussion for another time. It's a mess.
It is a mess. It is a mess.
Okay, should we talk about the forums?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, first up, it's been revealed that the dude that pilots the dropships is called Ray.
I love this.
Basically, someone asked who pilots the dropships. Jeff Kaplan just posted Ray. No more info, just Ray.
I found that adorable. I loved that.
I wonder if he had to talk to the rest of the team. Like, do you mind if we call it? Or maybe, no, in fact, they've probably discussed it already in the team. Someone's been like, so how did these dropships get here? And there's probably an in-joke of them saying Ray pilots them.
I always assumed that it was Athena that piloted the dropships.
Oh, maybe Ray is a computer.
Maybe.
Do they have pilot chairs in them? They don't really, do they?
I don't know.
They have like a cockpit. I can't remember. I don't think they do. You'd notice that, wouldn't you?
Would you?
Maybe.
I think there are an amazing amount of things that we haven't noticed.
Probably. In fact, definitely.
Gamers do not look up.
Yes. Shall we talk about why no communication?
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
So this is a big old post by Jeff, basically responding to someone saying, oh, why did the Overwatch team not communicate more? Everyone's been quiet for a while. And Jeff basically puts in a very long post about why they don't, and because it's just horrible, like the response they get from the community. And honestly, it's just a lot easier not to have to deal with that.
And it totally makes sense. I mean, one thing that you have to remember is for all the good feeling out there, for all the people who love the game, who enjoy the game, who aren't complaining, complaints are always louder than positive feedback, because generally speaking, when things are you're enjoying stuff.
Yeah. You don't hit the forums to say, oh, that's a great update you made on that thing.
Exactly,
know?
But as soon as there's a problem, a big problem, or even a small problem, something that you don't like, and there are so many people with so many things which everyone will have something that they dislike about the game. They will post about that. And so the ratio of positive to negative is just so massively in favour of the negative.
Yeah. You
don't hear the positive stuff.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that Jeff mentions here is pretty hideous, like people demanding people get sacked, like talking to their bosses and just harassing people. And in fact, I think this talk from Jeff came about previously that week. There'd been a thing on, I think it was Twitter, where another game developer was asked, why aren't game developers, more candid about what they're doing? And he said they are, but only to other game developers, because, doing it to just people in general just creates massive amounts of toxicity. Charles Randall, that's the fella.
I think it makes a lot of sense, and unfortunately, it's the real answer is people are just human, and humans are kind of awful.
Especially when the whole facelessness is involved, which is again something we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So it's a big post by Jeff, and it's really good. It's worth reading. Maybe it casts some reflection on what's going on, and yeah, you should read it.
Yeah, I can also imagine that after a year and a half, they are getting a little bit tired of saying the same things over and over again.
And people not listening.
Mm. Well, also, it's just, I think, as much, not just not listening, but also there are going to be a lot of people who haven't heard the message the first time.
If I think, okay, I'm going to refer to another post that Jeff made, between last show and this one, which I think just basically says it all. Okay, so someone simply posts on the forums, the balanced team needs replacing, in my opinion. This is outrageous. That's all they posted. So Jeff replies, make a productive post, either clearly stating an issue that you're having or make a productive suggestion. We won't tolerate demands of people being replaced on these forums. See you in 30 days. So presumably they had a temporary ban. And I think that says it all. Like, if you ask about people being replaced, you're talking about, firing people, which from a team is a bit of an issue. Jeff talks about how their team is like 100 people. Maybe they could get more people to work on the game, but let me tell you something. The bigger a team gets for doing something, the more faceless it gets and less pleasant it is to work there.
Not only that, but also just consider for a second if they went through with that on the basis of someone's forum post, going up to a team of people and saying, I'm really sorry, but someone posted on the forums that you need replacing, and we're going to listen to them.
That's never going to happen, is it?
It's just ridiculous.
But I guess the danger is if the entire community gets behind, a particular department needs replacing, and you get a proper lynch mob, that's horrible. That's something that needs to be avoided.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, enough banging on about this downer stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked about the Lucio PTR bug. Yep. Let's talk about the Mercy bug.
Tell me more.
Okay, so this is the Mercy air momentum bug that Mercy has no air resistance when she's dashing to someone.
Yes. So what ends up happening is if you use the Guardian Angel ability, which is your ability to go when you're further away from someone to kind of move towards them using shift, usually on PC. Don't know what it is on console. What happens is if you then let go of your shift button, or you cancel it by pressing it again, depending on how you have it bound, you keep your momentum and you just slingshot past them. And this is really useful for getting from point A to point B very, very fast, and slingshot from one person to another person to just go across the entire map.
And most importantly, it feels good.
It does feel good.
You kind of zip around and stuff, but there's problems with it. Such as if you get booped by someone like Farah or Roadhog, you just fly to the edge of the skybox. Which is an issue, obviously. But I think it's Jeff Goodman who has said they like this bug. They want to keep the bug. They think it feels really good. It was an accident, but they're like, damn, that's good. But they just need to adjust it and fix it so that the bad stuff doesn't stay in. What?
So my problem with this is that I think it just adds on to the difficulty that is Mercy of having so much in her kit at the moment.
Yes. That's... okay, so I think... I just said we're going to talk about this. Okay, the basic of it is, if you have one character that just completely 100% dedicates themselves to making another character better, either through healing or damage, then that's going to create a butt ton of balance issues.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's where we are. It
has. Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I hope that we don't see the Bastion effect take place, where they basically have to put her into a place where she doesn't get that much use. Although I don't think the community will allow that, because I think there'd be lynch mobs out, possibly asking for people to get sacked.
Maybe. My concern with Mercy is that she's just one of those problem characters, but I do agree that the way the momentum works at the moment does feel really good. And it's a nice thing to have as you're playing Mercy.
And this is again with the ethos of Overwatch, which is make all your characters crazy OP so they feel amazing. And if everyone's crazy OP, then no one's crazy OP.
Except for when certain people are more OP than other.
Yeah, when they get crazy OP, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, other things. There's a BlizzCon monkey skin. If you buy a virtual ticket for £24 to watch BlizzCon on Twitch or whatever, then you'll get a monkey skin alongside some other doobies for games.
Sweet.
It's all right. It's not £25 worth of awesome for the skin. But if you're going to watch anyway, that's a nice bonus.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to for the Overwatch panels.
I mean, can't you just watch them afterwards?
Yeah, maybe. I hope.
I think you can. My problem is I actually
journalists ever.
I just don't have the time to watch the Overwatch panels.
Yeah, and it's like some stupid time in the morning because of American times. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Also, just another thought. I would love to watch all of them. If I get them in podcast form, then I probably could.
Well, you could watch them in podcast form.
No, but I could listen to them.
Oh, that's a good point. That'd be really good, wouldn't it?
It'd be really good. Podcast form. Do it, Jeff.
Podcasts are good, it turns out.
Yeah, it's great.
Who knew?
I'm just looking at the other stuff. You also get like a mystery goodie, but it's pitched as a golden legendary. It's going to be something pants, isn't it?
Probably. Who knows? Overwatch League things.
Yes.
Now, wait, did we talk about the Shanghai Dragons last week?
We didn't because we didn't have a show.
Oh, has it really been that long?
Yeah, it has.
I thought we talked about the Shanghai Dragons.
Maybe we did, but we didn't talk about Dallas Fuel.
Okay, Dallas Fuel is the new team that Nike has a color scheme, and they get a basic Genji reskin. Now, I want to know, are they doing complete team reskins?
I don't know. It's not entirely... the thing is, for me, it would make so much sense for them to do entire team reskins, because that way you can see which team is which all the time.
Here's my thought that they are going to. Okay, if you look on the web pages at overwatchleague.com for each of the teams, you have the picture with their logo and one of the heroes in that style, and under it you have their color palette.
Yeah.
3 colors. Now, what I think they've done for the skins is they've made it so that those 3 colors can go through all of the different characters, just replacing the parts on the character with those 3 colors.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't it just? And also, I suspect they have a small, like, thing on the chest where the logo goes.
Yes.
For each one. So that's what I'm hoping. Because if you've got entire team skins, 1, that'd look amazing to watch, and 2... do we get to have them in the game?
So
is that a thing? Can we wear our team colours when we're playing the game?
So Blizzard is planning Overwatch League specific in-game items. This is reported by PC Gamer, and essentially they say what it says in the title. So I'm imagining they must be doing that, because that'd be sweet, and that's how I would love to support a team.
Yeah. Well, I did realise I want them to actually release sports shirts, because I've never really got to support a sport because I'm not really into sports ball. But if they had esports like merch, like shirts, I think I'd be in, you know? Yeah. London Spitfires? Hell yeah.
So yeah, this is something else. There's been leaks, well, not quite leaks, but someone has gone through a whole bunch of filings and figured out the person who filed for things like Dallas Fuel, and looked through other things that they filed. And so they've figured out what may be other possible Overwatch League team names. So there's the New York Excelsiors, the London Spitfires, and the San Francisco Shock.
Okay, there's a lot of issues with these names. Firstly, Excelsior. What does that actually mean?
Apparently it means upwards or something like that. And Excelsior is actually in the New York, you know that every... Not every city, but every... a
motto?
Yeah, they have mottos.
Okay, I never knew that.
A lot of them are actually not what you'd think they'd be. Just slight aside to plug a different podcast, which I have nothing to do with. A podcast called 99% Invisible has an entire
it's good,
episode.
isn't it?
It's really good. They have an entire episode about... like mottos for different towns and cities and stuff, and it's great.
Yeah.
Well
Domine J Nos is London's one, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But yeah, no, between me and my friends, Excelsior was always our code word for something stupid. Like when someone yells Excelsior, that was the moment that we do the thing. Also, San Francisco Shock, that sounds like something you do with your fingers, and it sounds naughty. Oh, he did the San Francisco Shock. Nasty.
So I was so on board with the Shanghai Dragons. That makes so much sense. And I thought we were going to go for like an item/creature thing. So
Dallas Fuel makes sense.
Does it?
Because of oil.
Okay, sure.
London Spitfires? That makes sense.
No, London Spitfires makes a lot of sense to me. But, like, I thought we were going to have, like, the New York Sharks and the San Francisco Bears and the, things like that. So, but basically these like creatures and these items where you can say, where they're items, so that like that makes a lot of sense,
when you
right?
said San Francisco Bears, I was just thinking about husky gay dudes. Never mind.
The Shanghai Hounds. I don't know.
Shanghai Hounds?
I have no idea. London Hounds,
dragons.
maybe.
The London Pigeons.
London Pigeons, yeah. But absolutely. Why not?
Yeah,
but
no.
Because that way, like, it creates... Like, each creature can have its own, personality, but fuel, I don't know, it just doesn't have a personality to me.
I'm down with it. I can see how that can work. Also, that we're not really going in for mascots, right? The game characters themselves are mascots. Imagine adding extra mascots to the mascots. Like, I don't think that works in terms of esports. You see what I'm saying?
No, fair enough.
Okay, that's the Overwatch League stuff.
Well, there's one tiny other little thing, which is that there's a new Blizzard Arena in LA that's opened.
We've talked about this. We decided it was just a warehouse, didn't we?
Oh, maybe we did. No, this is actually open. It's got Blizzard merch in it. It looks a lot more nicely done up. Oh, we did it when they announced where it was, but we didn't have any pictures. Now there are pictures of the inside. It seats 1,000 people. It is just a warehouse with seating inside. Enjoy.
Yeah, warehouse covered in logos. Fuck yeah. I'm only bitter about this because I got into my head that they'd like constructed a proper arena. I don't know why. Yeah. Why did I think that? I don't know why I thought that. It's so stupid.
Because it says arena. It's called an arena. The thing is, we have this image of arenas from our childhood back when like gigs and like big football games were a thing, right? Much more so than they are now.
Yeah.
But particularly gigs, like when I thought arena, I was thinking like filled out stadiums.
Yeah.
Like Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not that.
No, this is different. This is 1,000 people in a warehouse.
But lastly, let's talk about something that you should get excited about.
Oh, damn right.
They're releasing a Figma Genji.
Yeah. No.
And it's so this is the kind of thing that, like, in general, I'm on the whole I don't need more junk in my life thing.
Yeah.
But this is cool.
It is a posable Genji figurine that comes on, like, an extendable arm thing.
Armature.
Some armature so that you can pose Genji in midair, have him crouch.
Flip out like a ninja is what we're saying.
Basically.
Yeah. It's really nicely done.
It's really well done. I gotta say, like, because I remember the Tracer one, and that was really well done, and they've done a very good job with this one as well. It's $80, so
I can't really justify this.
So you would have thought that as a Genji main, I would justify this to myself somehow,
right?
But I bought a sculpted.
Oh, that sculpted Genji bust.
Yeah, I have a Genji bust. Oh, it's so nice.
How big is it?
Oh, it's giant. I have a spy bust back from my TF2 days. The Genji bust is probably, in terms of volume, about twice as big.
Okay, but how many inches off your desk does it stand?
Probably head to toe, probably 7-8 inches.
7-8 inches. Okay, so it's not
too bad.
massive, but it's still,
no. It's sizable. It's sizable. You can knock someone out with it, no problem.
In terms of desk space, it's quite an undertaking, right?
Yeah, but I love it to pieces. I got it from Graphesium. Shout out to Graphesium, because he does some wonderful work. I would totally go and buy his stuff for every character that I love. No problem.
Yeah. But yeah, posable figurine. It's really cool, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Genji really works in this medium.
Absolutely.
I just want to draw him. I want to pose him. I want to draw him. Also, whoever does all the poses on the website, and just think about this a second, it's someone's job to pose action figure Genji for taking pictures and making him look like a badass.
I'll tell you, it was the photographer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
get given this sort of thing a lot where they want it a specific way and it's your job to make it happen.
Okay.
It was almost certainly the photographer.
Okay, I guess they'll have given a load of like poses that they think exemplify Genji, or do you think they were just like?
I bet that this photographer, this style of photography, photographing figurines and memorabilia,
you think that's a specialist thing?
That is their bread and butter.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I bet Blizzard have a merchandise guy.
Yeah, who just
photographs, 80 to 90% of their merch, or maybe like a couple of studios that do it, because they have a whole load of this stuff. And so if you have someone who does good work, you just go back to them every time you have something. That person is very happy with Blizzard right now.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this business.
Man, you've got me thinking about those super sweet hoodies that we saw ages ago that are still in production.
Any day
they're
now.
good. Yeah, soon. I can't remember when they were getting released.
Any day now.
Yeah, right. For Christmas, that'd be clever.
That'd be pretty good.
That Reinhardt hoodie. Oh, damn. Anyway, enough of drooling over hoodies. We probably should wrap up the show.
Yeah, we've actually burned through this in a fairly reasonable amount of time. Good job, us.
All killer, no filler.
Damn right. Well, I've been Grey.
I've been Ruskeydoo.
And we'll see you next week.
Toodle pip.